Let's talk on Fossil Day. I want to talk about trading in the Pokemon TCG Pocket game. Trading's been in the game now for a day or two. I made a couple trades with 10 types just to make sure that it was working the way I thought it did, and things went as expected. And I gotta say, I think the implementation of this is very problematic. I'm not going to show stuff in Pocket itself just because this is not a how-to guide, but it's just talking about some of the numbers, largely with trading, and how I think it's a problem, and also think about what Pokemon maybe can do to address things. So tradings between friends, that's fine. Tradings between cards of the same rarity, this is the original announcement as expected. We can trade only from Genetic Apex and Mythical Island, not from the newest set Space Time Smackdown. They're looking to make money, and they want to encourage people to spend money on the newest cards. So therefore, to get the newest cards immediately, you got to spend your money. I get that, and we can't trade the highest rarity cards, 2, 3, and 4 diamonds. Stars. We can trade any of the diamonds and the stars, and items must be consumed, which that we didn't know about. So that's an issue. Plus the mechanics of things with friends. So let me just talk about it a little bit. So this is this image here, which is accurate from an article before. So they're trading a card, right? A Raichu card, which is a 3 diamond card. So it's taking 1 stamina and 120 trade tokens. These trade tokens are a problem, plus just the way they work things out with the mechanics. So I can trade a Raichu with a friend for any other 3 diamond card. But one of the problems is how do we find these who we want to trade with? And basically you can't do it in the game. You're going to have to talk to people outside the game. With 10 types, I talked to them on the phone. That was just kind of the simplest way to do it at the time. There's a lot of messages in the Pokemon Pocket forum saying, hey, I want to trade this. I want to get a Charizard EX. Who wants to trade with me? Here's my friend number. But that's not enough information. And because we also need to know what cards you want. We also have to know what cards you want to give. Because like I want Pikachu EX. The cards I can trade to get a Pikachu EX are a Blastoise EX or a Gyarados EX. Those are the only cards that I have extra copies of. Now, you don't have to have extra copies to trade. I could trade one of my 2 Charizard EXs for a Pikachu EX, but I want to be able to play my Charizard still, right? So I don't want to trade away a Charizard EX for, right? So I need to. So how to find a match? I've got to tell people I want Pikachu EX, and I can offer a Blastoise EX or a Gyarados EX. And so I have to post that in someone's Discord server or in the Pokemon forums, and then someone else has to find that, right? So if I'm looking for a trade, I can post the trade myself, that's what I want to do, or I can look through hundreds or thousands of trade offers out there, right? And that's going to be cumbersome and a nuisance. So that's one problem. Just how do you find these trade partners is problematic, and I think they need to do something to address that. I'll talk about some ways to address things at the end. The other problem here is this other currency. So there's 2 currencies. One is trade stamina. You start off with 5, and they gave us a gift of some trade tokens and some hourglasses for it. So stamina, every time you make a trade, it uses 1 stamina. It doesn't matter on the rarity, and you generate 1 new trade stamina a day. Okay, that's the pace it regenerates at. So you can, after you've used up all your initial little boost of trade stamina and this gift at the start, we're making 1 trade a day, and that's not terrible. Obviously, they need to find a pace that allows people to get cards appropriately, but still encourages people to spend money in the game, right? That's the balance they're trying to strike. I think they've gone really heavy-handed, though, as we get through how this whole thing works, of trying to prioritize their monetization. So trade stamina, that's okay. I think that part's fine in the game. Actually, we'll talk about how that could get tweaked to improve things at the end, like I said. Then we have these trade tokens, and yesterday in my game when it started I had 0. Now I have 500 because they gifted me 500. But primarily what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to dust cards or exchange cards to get these trade tokens. So we want to make a trade. We're going to have trade tokens you don't need trade tokens for 1 or 2 diamond cards, by the way, but 3 or 4 or the 1 stars you do. And I'm particularly focused on the EXs, so I'm going to talk about that here. Because I want to get Pikachu EX. Okay, that's a 4 diamond. It costs me 500 trade tokens. How do I get 500 trade tokens? I have to exchange 4 EX cards, four diamond cards, to get the 500 trade tokens. I get 125 trade tokens per card I exchange. So I have to exchange 4 EXs, plus I need an additional EX, a 5th EX, because I need the card I'm going to trade. So I need to take 5 EXs, consume 4 of them, trade 1 of them in order to get 1 EX. So I'm making the cost is 5 to 1 for the trade. And for 3 diamond cards, it would take me actually 6 3 diamond cards to get 1 3 diamond card if looking at the exchange system. Now, if the higher rarity cards give you more trade tokens, but I don't have any. I have 1 crown rare in my collection. You can't exchange cards for trade tokens unless you have at least 3 copies, because you have to have 2 copies after the exchange is done. Okay, that's for the exchanging to get the tokens. So I don't have any crown rare cards I can exchange. I don't have any 3 diamond cards I can exchange. I do have I don't have any 2 diamond cards that I can exchange, because again, I need 3 copies of that. I do have a couple, 3 star cards. I'm sorry, is what I'm saying. I don't have any crown rares, 3 stars, nor 2 star cards I can exchange. I do have a couple 1-star cards that I can exchange, and I will probably do that because I think that probably makes sense, because I don't really care about trading back for the Ultimate Art cards, so I'll probably use those to get more rarity. So, but anyway, if I'm just taking light card for light card, 3 diamond cards, I have to exchange 6 3 diamond cards, I have to exchange 5 3 diamond cards plus the plus 1 to trade, so it takes me 6 3 diamond cards to get 1 3 diamond card back, and it takes me 5 EX cards to get 1 EX card back. Just heard a weird sound on my headset. I don't know if you got that. I think it was my system beeping at me. Anyway, doesn't matter. So it takes me 5 EXs to get 1 EX, and that's very, very expensive, especially when I have 3 EXs in total I can trade. So, and I don't want it. So not only, and I need 7 EXs to get a full play set of the EXs. Not worrying about matching ours, but I need 7 EXs, I believe. I have 3 I could trade, and if I have to consume 2 of them, plus a bunch of other cards, it's now a lot of work to get an EX. So I think it's prohibitively expensive. What they've done with this is this is really only useful to people that have spent a lot of money on packs, right? Because then you're going to have a bunch of EXs to trade. Now, the people that spend a bunch of money, they're not going to be happy with the trade system, because they're probably want to get the 2, 3, and 4 star cards, right? They want to get the rare art cards. As a player, I don't care about the rare art cards. I just want to get playable cards, so I'm not spending money, but therefore I don't have that many resources. So I can't really make good use of the trade system, because the trade tokens are very expensive. At a 5 to 1 exchange rate is not good. So, I think they've done a bad thing. So the fact that we need these outside servers or some Discord server or use Pokemon forums, something like that, I don't think is good. And the fact that it's so expensive isn't good. So, another issue, before I get to how to fix it, right now when I logged into Pocket, and today should be a happy day because Space Time Smackdown dropped earlier today, and I'm glad about that. But rather than being glad about Pocket in general, I'm negative because of this trade situation. So that's unfortunate. One thing that's happened is in game, I can no longer buy, as of the time of recording, I can't buy packs from Genetic Apex anymore. I can't buy packs from Pikachu packs hoping to pull that Pikachu X. That's gone. It also means if none of us can buy Pikachu EX packs, there aren't going to be Pikachu EXs to choose from in the Wonder Picks, right? Because the Wonder Picks are based on packs people open. So Pikachu X is no longer accessible through buying packs. Pikachu X is no longer accessible through Wonder Picks. And this is the thing that really gets me, and hopefully I'm wrong about this. And if you know how to do this, and I'm just dumb on it, please let me know. Be kind in your words, but do let me know. I can't use my pack points. My pack points appear to be gone for Genetic Apex. The way I understood to use the pack points from Genetic Apex is you click on the pack, then it tells you your pack points for those packs, and then you redeem. Since Genetic Apex packs aren't in the in-game shop anymore, I don't know how to access my pack points. So if you know how to access pack points for Genetic Apex when they're not in the shop, please do let me know. Because right now, I had over 500 pack points. That's another EX that I've lost. So I'm very sad about that. And that's bad news. But okay, how to fix things here. First, 2 things. One, this need for outside servers I think is problematic. Pokemon actually issued a warning yesterday or a day or two, the day before trading got implemented, about people trying to do illegal things and that they're threatening that they would lose their accounts and such. And I think the idea is they don't want people selling cards for actual money because that's against the rules, terms of use. They don't want that. Partly Pokemon wants the money, not outside people, and that's an abuse that they don't want to see. But the fact that they're forcing people into outside servers and stuff to make trades means that money discussions are going to be more prone to come up, right? If it was all within the game, then that wouldn't be an issue. So how can they address that one? First, if you remember PTCGO, the old Pokemon regular TCG client, before Live was out, it had in-game trading. It was not good, I don't think. The system wasn't good in it. They had their own servers and stuff, and it was just a terrible. It wasn't good. It was slow, and it was a lot of bad stuff. So I don't think they can't implement the ability to post trades in game. I think that would just be too complicated and not work well. One thing they could do is they could allow me to see my friend's collection. That's one of the things that you can't do right now. Right now is I see my collection, I say I want to trade this card, then my friend I said the trade to, they see the card I want, I'm offering, and they propose a card back. But unless I've talked outside the game, they have no idea what card I'm going to want to get, and random guessing probably isn't going to get us to where we need to be. So one possibility is if they let me see my friend's card collection, which is fair. You could maybe even have a toggle to say allow friends to see my collection or not. I would just leave it on to help make trades. I think that would be good. I could take a look. I want Pikachu X, and I know what I have to trade. So I could look at all my friends' collections. I could say who has extra Pikachu EXs, right? I'm not going to propose a trade for someone that only has 2 copies, right? So if someone has 3 Pikachu Xs, and then I also see they don't have 2 copies of a card I have extra copies of, I'm going to propose a trade to them. So that would be one way to do it. I could just look through my friends' collections and make trades. That would be a plus to do it, right? That would be one thing. The other thing, which I think could be the idea, is I don't think we should be trading cards in the game. But I know people get upset with that. It's a trading card game, and how can you get rid of trading? But look, at this point, if I have to spend 5 EXs to trade for 1 EX, I should just be able to suspend those 5 EXs and just get that 1 EX I want from the game automatically, right? I think if that's the price they want to keep this at, which again, I think it's too high, but if that's how expensive they want it to be, then again, because they want to control the access, I shouldn't have to spend all this excess time outside Pocket trying to come up with a trading partner. I should just if it's that many resources to do it, I should just get the card I want, right? I dust 5 EXs, I get 1 EX, and just call it a day. Why should I have to worry about finding a trade partner? So 1, let me see my partners, my friends' cards. 2, if they keep it this expensive, then get rid of trading. And honestly, this might be their strategy, because if initially they said there won't be trading game, people would be upset. People are upset about Live there's not trading, although it is an improvement to the in-game economy. So they make a trade system. Maybe this is Pokemon's playing. They're making a trade system that's really terrible. Then they're going to say, we have this alternate system. We're going to get rid of trading, but make it much better. Your access to cards is much improved. And people are going to be happy about that for the most part. So so Pokemon will have gotten rid of trading and made people happy. So maybe this is the plan, to put out a really bad trading system so they can say, well, you know what? We do have an alternate. We'll get without trading that you might like better, and people will be happy. Whereas if they just implemented that system initially, people would have been upset. So maybe that is their master plan. Don't know. So finding trade partners is one issue. The other, the cost is really expensive. And I get it. And I've said it before, and I'll say it. They're trying to make money, so they don't want to make it too easy to get all the cards I want. It's that balance of, you have some people playing, right, these freemium games. You can play for free, and you have a lot of free players, but you have some people spending money. But you need the free players. Pokemon needs the free players in Pocket, because you need enough player base to make the gameplay useful and just to make the whole game experience and in-game economy work. So they need free players, so they can't make it. They can't drive out the free players, which is kind of what they're doing with this move. I feel like. So they can make it cheaper. I think they should get rid of trade tokens. I think completely remove trade tokens, because I shouldn't have to get rid of extra cards. I shouldn't have to get rid of extra EXs to trade an EX. If I'm going to trade an EX with someone, and I have to do the work outside the server, I should just give up my 1EX for the EX I'm getting back. Now, the way now you don't want to be able to do it too often, and just keep the trade stamina in place, and maybe make the trade stamina a little more restrictive. Maybe make the trade stamina like they did with Wonder Picks, based upon rarity. So, like, if you want to trade an EX card, you use 3 stamina, which takes 3 days to regenerate. That's okay. And now I can only trade an EX every 3 days, right? That might, you play around with the numbers, with how fast things regenerate, and how much stamina it takes, right? So I can only trade EXs so often. I still have to have the extra copies of the EXs anyway, so it's not like I think it's fair. Just slow it down a little bit. I think 1 EX a day is probably too much. I can get one diamond or 2 diamond cards a day. I think for the 3 diamond cards, let's say that we make that takes 2 stamina, and then 3 stamina for the 4 diamonds and the single star cards, right? So, which is, like I said, that's how it works in the Wonder Picks, and I think that would have been a better system. Just use the stamina. Get rid of these trade tokens. Remove trade tokens. Now it still keeps the whole need for outside servers. I don't love that, but so those are the 2 ways I propose fixing the system. I'm trying to keep it fair to Pokemon because they do have economic concerns. I get that. So we can't just say give us all the cards, right? That's not the solution. That's not fair. It's not going to happen. But get rid of trade tokens. Just make it stamina based. Maybe make the stamina a little more. Make stamina scale up for higher rare cards, which is how it's implemented in the Wonder Pick system. So we're used to that in the game. And then the other thing is maybe get rid of these needs for outside servers rather than trading for cards. Just let me be, with friends. Just let me buy cards through some dusting system in the game, right? I think either of those are definite improvements of what they have now. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you think are you happy with trading? Are you disappointed with trading? And if you think changes should be made, what do you think those changes should be? And just kind of how are you feeling about Pocket at this point? I think trading's been a major misstep by Pokemon. I think the pack points I think that wasn't quite great in the game. Sorry, my voice is going a little bit, but about done here. I think there should be probably 10 pack points per pack instead of 5, or they could have reduced the cost to craft to get the cards too. But I think the pack points were a little bit restrictive, and this is really restrictive. I think this is a big miss by Pokemon. I think they've angered the community a lot, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. Are they going to make adjustments? They've talked, they said they're going to pay attention to make adjustments. I don't think they should be shocked that people are angered. I think they should have understood that this is something people aren't going to like. So therefore, I suspect they think they need to do this to make money, make the amount of money they want. So the response from Pokemon is going to be interesting over the next few days or next few weeks. So we'll see if there's any changes in the near future. If there's any changes before the next expansion, comes out, which I don't know when that'll be, but probably in a couple months, then that will mean Pokemon is responding to the negative reaction. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully things. Hopefully this makes Pocket better for everyone, and hopefully things get improved in the future, because I do think it needs to be adjusted. Anyway, take care, have fun, and play some Pokemon.